Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in. In today's video, I'm going to be upgrading the 11 hognose snakes that I hatched out a couple months ago. We're going to be moving them from this bin here. This is just a mock bin I had set up, and into a shoebox style bin, so quite a bit more room as they grow. Most of them hatched out around the size of a quarter, so they've grown quite a bit since then. We're also going to take a look at each individual snake and see what they are. So the first step I'm going to do in this is I'm going to add some Sandy chip. So I've got about an inch or so of Sandy chip in the bottom of this, and I've got a deli cup glued in there. I put the actual water dish on top of there. Next thing I'm going to add is a couple more cups for hides. I actually don't even have to cut holes in these. They'll actually find their way right under them. I do have some mini hides on order from Reptile Basic. I was hoping they'd be here by today, but they're not. So I'm still waiting on those. Then the next thing that I'm going to add is a little bit of a branch. Then I'll climb on, rub on. I think I'm going to get some bigger branches. I was thinking this would fill it up. So that's my basic setup here. Got 11 of these to do. So I'll get those done off camera, and then we'll start taking a look at some hognoses. I got my first snake here. Just pulled him out of his old bin. I'm going to transfer over his hide. He's got a couple on the warm side, one on the cool side. I was hoping these branches were a little bit bigger, but they'll work for now until I can get some bigger ones. As you can see, he's really hungry. Wants to eat my hand. This one here is one of the red lines. Extreme red lines. It's a Conda, 66% het sable. So I'll get him in there. Push up on there. Straight on his nose. Yeah. And of course he went over there. Alright. Now well. Today's feeding day, so of course he wants to eat. There we go. He's got a branch from his old one. Stick that in there with this. He's got something to climb around on. Get him some water and some food here in a minute. Stick him in the rack, and we'll get on to the next one. So here's the next one. Another albino. Gonna grab its old hide. An old branch. And the reason I'm transferring their old hide and old branch over is they're going to have a familiar smell to them. That way it's not that big of a change. Another beautiful snake. So I'll get this one put in the rack and move on to the next one. There we go. Another albino. 66% het sable. that one set up. So here's the next one. Another albino. 66% het sable. It's the branch from the previous. So here we go. This one here looks like a conda. A couple of those other ones were condas too, I forgot to mention. Conda, albino, 66% het sable. Definitely has a reduction in pattern. So, headshot all 11 of these. I'm actually planning on holding most of them back for grow outs, future projects, kind of see what they look like as they get older. All right. So this one is Arctic. I do believe has the Arctic gene in it. Albino, 66% het sable. It's a little bit more washed out. And it also has higher level of contrast in its saddles, especially near the head. Oops. Yeah, so in my opinion, that would be Arctic. Let me know what you guys think. So here's another one. It's actually one of the few that doesn't have conda in it. Pretty nice pattern. Very clean. Good color. This will probably be one of the ones I end up letting go. They all kind of look like boys at this point. All right. So now we're moving on to the couple of condas, or super condas, I mean, that I produced. It's very clean. Solid. I'm hoping this one, it's a lot more reds as it ages. If it does, I'll hold on to it. If it doesn't, it might be one of the ones that I end up selling. Now this next one, I believe has Arctic in it as well. I'll show you why I think that. It's good to compare them back to back. So this is the other super conda that I produced. I'm trying to get some good shots of its head. So you can see on its head stamp, There's a much higher level of contrast. They're still pretty young. Let's see if we can get the head on there. There you go. You can see there's also a lot of blushing on the side of the snake. And it's got a higher level of red already. Red, orange. These have all had their first growth shed. Let me know what you guys think. Arctic? I do believe this one is Arctic. Arctic Superconda, 66% het sable. Definite holdback. I have lots of female albino het sable stuff. I actually need some more males. This one does have a pretty long tail. So I also produced 2 sunbursts. That's how I know both of the parents were indeed 100% het sable. They're both albino. They're both conda. They're both from red lines, and one of them is Arctic. So right now I have 2 that I know for sure are Arctic. Actually, 3 that I know for sure are Arctic. Oops. Sorry, little guy. Didn't mean to drop you there. This is a very beautiful snake. One of my favorite morphs. Absolute great color. I have some other sunburst stuff in my collection that I've gotten from other people. Does not have the same saturation of red. And I also have some really good redline stuff from Jeff at JMG that I'm actually going to probably cross this one with to continue to darken the sunburst line. So this one here is the red rocket I produced this year. So saving the best for last, of course. This one has everything that it could possibly have in it. It's a sunburst. It's also Arctic. And anaconda. So this one is definitely a holdback for me. There we go. It's got a lot of orange, yellow, pinks. Of course, the camera's not going to pick up everything, and it's grown quite a bit. So I'm thinking this one's female. Still looks like it has a little bit of a longer tail. But as it grows, we'll see. But I actually prefer this one to be a male. Thanks for watching.